Race winner over Caden Broswell, and Ryder DeFrancesco finished third. Let's go racing on the 250F Schoolboy 2. Wow, a rare start from the middle. Is that the 222 of Broswell? I think it is.
Well, one thing's good. I mean, only one rider down in this start. I know I've seen several starts today where we've had
Broswell and DeFrancesco side by side here up for the lead.
Wow, this is good.
Yep.
All the key players, or at least a couple of the key players up front, so we are in for a race here now.
Well, they're all races, Rodney.
Well, you know what I mean.
The race is on.
The race is on.
Yeah, it is good. Whoa! Slinging it sideways. That might have been the 29 of Julian Baumer in third, not sure. This track is fresh watered and manicured, and Ryder D almost went over the top of that berm. They've got to relearn this racetrack with the maintenance and the watering, and he almost got it wrong, and that is advantage to the 222 of Caden Broswell. He's pulled away a little bit. Well,
you can see some of the insides of those turns look a little moisture, so you know they're a little skeptical about going in there.
Right.
So using the outsides of the track, trying to find some of the drier dirt. We'll see, though. I think that's going to change as the laps go on, because all other riders are going to have to turn some lines in out there, so it's going to open up as this race works in. So this is going to get exciting. Broswell still out front.
Shive is third. It's Sage Lewis and Sebastian Balbuena rounding out your top five. Looks like Ryder D is starting to close in on Broswell. We're going to have another race for the lead, Rodney. And yeah, much better from DeFrancesco this time. He's got that corner figured out, and now he's ready to set up a pass for the lead. Not able to make it happen. Broswell wisely trying to move left. It's going to be a game of chicken. Who's going to break late into this corner? Broswell able to keep the 222 ahead. DeFrancesco right there. Headed out to the far side of the track. That corner has become one line. That berm is just too far out to make anything happen around the outside. DeFrancesco keeping it low over that jump. Can he do it again here?
Well, I tell you, the English that these riders both are trying to use on this bike, like you say, to keep it low, keep that traction to the ground.
Yeah.
You can tell there's a lot of practice in that, and it's paying huge benefits for both. It's just that they're both executing so well right now. Nothing really gained or lost by either rider, at least at the moment.
Broswell in the Orange Brigade KTM ride, the Team Green Kawasaki of DeFrancesco second, Shive third, Lewis fourth, Sebastian Balbuena fifth, Bryce Shelley sixth, and it's Josh Clark, Miles Gilmore, Nicholas Laurie, and Cannon Bigelow. That rounds out the top 10.
Shive about 3 seconds back. 3 seconds behind him is your fourth place ride of Sage Lewis. But all eyes are up front right now as this battle is really getting a little tighter, I think, with each passing lap. And as we said, this track's starting to dial in with each passing lap as well. So our opportunities are presenting themselves a little more, and now the excitement is about to hit a fever pitch, I believe, Jason, as it looks like that maybe DeFrancesco is starting to pull out some stops.
He's trying.
Broswell, though, hit the turbo coming down this section. Put a little distance between himself and the 23.
Lap 2. Oh, and DeFrancesco almost loses the front. Lap 2, DeFrancesco was ready to make a pass right here. Broswell hung tough, and the last 2 laps, he's actually a little bit further ahead through this lane than he was back then. DeFrancesco is about as close as he has been since that attack on the second lap. Now trying to show him a wheel on the inside. And able to get the jump from the inside now.
Well, DeFrancesco turning a 55.6 that last time around. Broswell a 56.062. About a half second, 4/10 of a second difference in their lap times. But man, these lap times are getting even quicker. Like I said earlier today, the faster laps that I saw Ryder D turning were in the 58 range. He's down in the 55, and that was earlier this morning when the track I thought would be a little smoother and a little faster. But
Broswell, problem with the lap traffic, and DeFrancesco doing the same. They both went all the way off the track on the inside. But Broswell, I think he had nowhere to go.
Right.
I'm not sure how DeFrancesco ended up out there, but I guess they both did the same thing, so no one gained an advantage.
All right.
We're right back where we were.
So as I was saying, I assume that the more races, the better the race lines and the faster the track is getting, which is kind of exciting.
Yeah, usually it's the opposite. The track gets rougher, but they did just do some maintenance, so it's about as smooth as it could get at this juncture. And these guys are definitely putting down the fast times, like you said, faster than they were earlier in the weekend.
Bryce Shelley, a rider we might want to keep an eye on, as he is pressuring Sebastian Balbuena, and Sage Lewis also receiving pressure from that 5th place ride, the number 70 of Balbuena. So
here it is. Oh, sorry to cut you off, Rodney. I thought Ryder D had a line dialed on the inside. Broswell's riding with eyes in the back of his head. Here's the inside pass.
Wow.
DeFrancesco makes it happen. Can Broswell fight back on this long rhythm? Ryder D puts the power down on that Kawasaki and gets away. No, Broswell not giving up. Oh, they both can't use the line they want. They both got to go wide. Broswell takes advantage.
And back into the lead goes the 222.
Good job by Broswell. The lap rider was just hung out in the line they both wanted. Oh, and DeFrancesco, a mistake. Hit that tough block. I don't know, was that tough block kicked out in the track? I don't think he missed his line. I think the tough block maybe was there.
It seemed like it. Yeah, it looked like he was coming out of his line okay.
So now, DeFrancesco finally did it. He got the lead, and here we are half a lap later, and he's got ground to make up after that exchange with lap traffic and a tough block.
Well, we're 6 laps deep into this one, so we're getting closer to the end. So Ryder D has got a short time to get things taken care of. The beauty for him is Broswell now approaching some lap traffic. This might open a window of opportunity.
Wow, you are not kidding. That is a lot of lap traffic.
Not going to open much windows, though, there for Ryder D, as Broswell is able to work his way through the meat of it anyway.
Look at this. In big trouble.
Yes, that slowed him way down. 23 gaining some major ground there, Jason.
Well, it was a lap rider that cost DeFrancesco the lead. It was lap traffic that cost Broswell the gap he had built up. So we're going to call that even if DeFrancesco can get around those same riders cleanly. Hasn't gotten through there yet. And there it is. They've both gotten around that pack. DeFrancesco to the inside, almost makes contact. Broswell able to weather that storm again. Great racing. DeFrancesco tiptoeing around. Blue flags flying. They've finally gotten through all that. What a battle those guys are in, by the way.
I know, right?
They're like an 8-rider duel for whatever position that is.
And then they've got the leaders trying to work their way through them.
Yeah, that's what makes it so hard to move out of the way. You're not going to chop the throttle when you got 7 guys right behind you battling for position. Okay, DeFrancesco hits the reset button, and we're ready to duke it out for the lead again. Caden Broswell, Ryder DeFrancesco, the 222 and the 23.
A 10-lap race, 8 laps down. We'll be getting the white flag next time around, Jason.
Oh boy, so it might be a desperate hour. What can DeFrancesco do to get that lead back? He's going to try to run the slingshot around the outside. That's not working. He's going to gain a little bit of ground back because he could do some of the bigger rhythms. Oh, more traffic for Broswell. It's white flag coming out here, Rodney.
Well, I tell you, whoever wins this one's going to well deserve it. It's a heart pounder in first and second place position, as it looks like you're going to get the pass made, and all of a sudden something happens, and looks like you're going to stretch it out, and all of a sudden something happens. No time to rest whatsoever.
That's exactly what happened. Ryder D was able to get the lead. Then a lap rider was getting up in the main race line. They had to take evasive action, and that allowed Broswell to get him back. Then Broswell pulled away. Then Broswell get held up by lappers. And now we are 3 corners away from the end, and it is a duel to the finish. DeFrancesco wisely tucks back inside. Whoa, did he make the pass right there? Side by side here with 1 turn to go for the lead in Schoolboy 2.
Oh,
DeFrancesco off the track. And now he has to try to not enter and gain an advantage, but he does make a block pass. I don't know how they're going to rule that one. It's going to be a scrub fest to the end, wheel to wheel. Broswell able to pull back ahead. Unreal battle.
Wow.
And it looks like Broswell got it. That was wild.
Yeah, I mean, what do you do in Ryder D's position there? You know, pads. I mean, that's just wow.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't want to take a huge advantage out of it, but he was positioned on the inside, so he decided to try to make the block pass anyway. Broswell ends up pulling it out. That was all kinds of crazy. I almost couldn't keep up with what I was seeing.
Yeah.
But it looks like it's going to be Broswell the victor anyway. That's crazy. About 4 things happened there in that last 2 corners. DeFrancisco got inside. Broswell battled him. DeFrancisco went off the track, came back on block pass. Broswell was able to scrub back by him, take the win. That was incredible. Final margin of victory, 0.2 of a second.
That happened about what, 4 seconds?
The whole thing, yeah. Aiden Shive, 3rd. Sebastian Balbuena, Bryce Shelley, Sage Lewis, Miles Gilmore, top 7. Julian Bomer, Noah Smurden, and Josh Clark. And we're dropping the gate on our next class.